Alright, I wanted to make a video on the shore power inlet installation, low profile, that I installed under my van. You can just about see it, can you? Maybe not. I'll have to go under myself. Put this down like that. Anyway, so here's the shore power inlet. I haven't tried it out yet, to be honest, but for all intents and purposes it should be a working shore power inlet. I attached it to this aluminium sheet metal, which is around 3mm thick, I think, maybe 4, but and then yeah, it's just bolted here to the chassis, and these bolts were already in place, so only 3 of them. There's a hole here for a 4th one, but only 3 on the van because it's attached to this bracket that holds up the rear step on the van. And yeah, basically I just bought this online. I'll put all the links for all the materials that I bought for this particular installation for anyone who wants to follow it. But yeah, it was this shore power inlet, which I wired up with a 2.5mm 3-core wire. I bought a special cable gland here, waterproof cable gland, which I'll link in the description as well, to keep it waterproof. And I have this sort of I don't know, it's sort of insulation cover because I didn't want to use conduit here, although I could have done. But yeah, I had no conduit here yet. It's just a sort of insulation wire loom, I guess, which I installed, and then it goes into the van through here, which is like a sort of rubber grommet, a large rubber grommet that's already part of the van's it's on every Mercedes Sprinter anyway, from 2006 onwards anyway. And you can just drill a hole in the this wall, this rubber kind of lid, and the wire will go through. And at that point, pretty much as soon as it goes through there, the conduit that I put on the wire, which I'll show in a second, starts, because there are some corners that it has to go around, or some edges if you like. So protect the wire, put as much conduit as possible behind here as it goes into the van. So that is basically it. And the wire comes out here, as you can see, through this conduit at the back of the van. And there's a hole down there which I had to drill. It was I drilled I think it was a 25mm wide hole to remove this insulation that I'd had installed already. And yeah, it just goes into the consumer unit here, which will be wired into this inverter. But that is basically the install. So I recorded most of it, and I'll just give you a kind of brief overview as to how I did it for anyone who wants to follow. Okay, so first thing I did was to just clean the underside of my van with this pressure hose, because it was really grimy under there. So I kind of had to do it. And then here you can see, so the 3 bolts that are holding up the step, the rear step, and they're super stiff to remove. That's what I'm going to be attaching the aluminium plate to. So I sprayed it with some WD-40, as you can see here. And yeah, I just basically used some a mole grip on one side, and a box wrench, 18mm box wrench on the other side, to remove the nut, which is on the other side of this, on the other side of the chassis. Very stiff, but that's what I did. I also, you can't really see it very well in the video, but basically took a screwdriver and then just basically, when I placed the aluminium plate where it's supposed to be bolted on, I just put a screwdriver through the hole on the other side of the chassis and just scratched where I'd need to drill
the holes on the plate, and you can see I marked them here, and it was 5.5 centimeters between the center of each hole from top to bottom, and from side to side 10 centimeters from the middle of each hole. Yeah, so as you can see, I drilled it here firstly with a 10mm drill bit, which was too small, and you found out later really. And as you can just about see here, I cut down the size of the length of the aluminium plate, which was 25 centimeters length, and I cut it down to 19 centimeters before marking out where I wanted to attach the shore power inlet, which I bought on Amazon. You can get the link to that in the description. But yeah, I just marked out where I drill holes, and I basically did that.
Okay, so the next thing to do is to wire this thing. I've got it in this package, and those are basically all the instructions I have.
Obviously wired the inlet with the live, neutral and earth. As you can see here, it's pretty straightforward. You just remove the bolt off the top.
Alright, that's basically it. So, neutral, live, earth. As you can see, there are ridges here where this is where this plastic goes in, so I assume it's relatively watertight under there. Otherwise I might have to put some rubber sealant of my own. I also bought this IP68 waterproof cable gland, which has a M20 20mm lock nut to screw in to the to back of my shore power inlet, and a hole for 6 to 12mm cable, which is perfect for this. So yeah, I'm just going to put that on. So that's going to be more or less sealed, and now I'll just seal this and it fits perfectly. Also for the plate, I used the drill, because the bolts are 12mm bolts. These are the bolts that are going to go in the van, and this I had to drill some 12mm holes with a 12mm drill bit. In my case, my drill was it can only fit up to 10mm, so it's nice that this one has like a shaved down end, so you can actually fit it in to a standard drill like mine. So just a tip there.
I then basically just bolted everything to the van, and again, it's kind of tiring and fiddly and everything else. Bolting everything down, you need 2 box spanners or 2 kind of tools basically to hold both sides while you tighten the nut on the other side of this, on the other side of the chassis.
If you can just see that, it's against the light. If you can see that, this cable here is going to go through this. So I'm going to wire that through now. I just had to pull it out, and yeah, it goes through here, and I'll show where I drill through to make a hole to pass it through the van, but yeah, first it goes through here.
I used a 25mm hole saw to drill the hole in the back of the van here, and the conduit I used was 20mm width, and that just covered the wire on the other side of the rubber lid there under the van, and that just protects the wire when it kind of goes around some angles in there. And that's it. That was basically all I did to install the whole thing. Yeah, I recommend it. If you want to have a low profile shore power inlet on your van, and you'd rather not drill a hole in the side of the van, I definitely go for this sort of option. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.